Last week I tried to advise people, both Radek and Alex became victims of Flash's trap. This weekend, I'm not so sure. I think they might have a good weekend. They normally respond really, really well. Alex and Radek, how are you, gentlemen?
Good.
Hey, Flash.
Yeah, it's always nice when I say how are you, and I can't hear either of them because they're just miming. Radek, how was your weekend, sir?
Can't complain. Was nice, and not very special as every weekend. If you're a father of a 3-year-old girl who wants to have fun every weekend.
Yeah, that's the beauty of fatherhood, from one father to another. Alex, good weekend, and how's the baby?
Yeah, great weekend. The baby is good. Now we have also a little dog, Yorkshire Terrier. So I have another baby right now. Wife is good, life is good, you know. So I can't complain. The banker came in, the trap didn't, but that was just 1 unit play. This is why I took it as a 1 unit play. I'm a little bit upset because Radek took it with 2 units, and I wanted it to come in, but till now on you're not allowed to say trap anymore, Flash, because of you, our bets are losing, you know.
Well, it's only because the trap comes in most weeks in the Premier League that I've spread it out. And obviously, I was being a bit facetious because obviously you know that I've got Werder Bremen to go down and you got Werder Bremen to stay up. So I'm just voodooing my Werder Bremen doll. Alex, although I managed to get them beat with 2 traps, with Hoffenheim as well, they did all right. Put up their record, please. The Bundesliga record of 8.1 units of profit. And remember, these boys were in trouble about maybe 3 months ago. And now they're up. 2.02 average price. You know I always love anything above 1.85, 1.9. What about their individual records, please, Rafa? There it is, Alex, a profit of 10, and Radek didn't have a great weekend at 1.9, spending too much money on ice creams for his 3-year-old daughter. Stop with the ice creams, Radek. Make sure you do more homework.
You have to mention Alex is above. I have a losing streak since weeks, and Alex is the only reason that we're here in profit. And yeah, I hope it's getting better today.
Yeah, it's a team game. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I've got all the cliches. I've been in that position. I was once down 34 units in March. And I finished with 11 units of profit. That is legendary status, and I'm still dining out on that, Radek. Anyway, let's get this show on the road.
What happened to you last season, Flash? It was absolutely insane what happened to you last season. And I think that it will happen, it will repeat also this season. But the name of the show is the Best Bet Show, and I cannot resist to let you guys know once again that this show, this season, has over 70 units of profit combined with La Liga, Bundesliga, and Serie A. So if last week we were at 57, this week we are at 70. So if you take a look week in and week out, we are going up as the season ends.
Yeah, and I mean, if you added the Premier League punters onto that, you'd be over 100 units, because yours truly, your host, the man who knows nothing, the king of the trap, he went 100% in the Premier League last year of a parlay, a banker, singles. Yeah, and I'd just like to remind people, just so that you don't think that Alex has gone completely bonkers, it was 3 years ago, Alex, that I was 35 units down. And not last season. I know that time flies.
I thought that it was 3 years ago when you were 35 years old. But yeah, it looks like that.
Anyway, let's leave your cheek, young man. Let's go with Mainz at 3.0 plus 200, draw 3.5, which is plus 250. Schalke 2.4 plus 140. We'll start with you, Radek. Where are you going?
Yeah, I think the price for Schalke is good enough here to bet on them, as they have to turn the things around, because they only had one win in the last 5 games, or they lost the last 3 games with 2 draws, I think, and 1 loss against Bayern Munich. And after that, I think Mainz is a team who they have to beat if they want to get close to the top, because Schalke is now at place 6, I think, and if they want to manage to get to the international spots, they have to beat weaker teams, and Mainz is for sure one of the weaker teams they have to beat. But yeah, it's always tough to play against Mainz, at Mainz. But anyway, for the price of 2.3, Schalke has to win, and brings me back on the road to success.
Okay, it looks like both teams to score minimum here for me, Alex. Where are you going?
Yeah, yes, I'm going over 2.5 goals, absolutely 1.75. Mainz, yes, are not a good team, are not one of the good teams of this season in Bundesliga. But at home, they are another animal. I fancy them to give huge headaches to Schalke here. Yes, Schalke are the team with the value at plus 140 or 2.4. But Robin Quaison from Mainz was outstanding against Hertha Berlin last week. I think this was one of the big upsets last weekend in Bundesliga. Hertha Berlin to lose at home 3-1 against Mainz. So I think that Mainz will put a lot of problems, will find the back of the net. Because they are also fighting to avoid relegation. Yes, they are some points, I think that 4 of them above the danger zone, but that says nothing because we still have 13 rounds to go till the end of the season, and every single point is very, very important. Schalke, like Radek mentioned, with a bad start to their second half of the season, failed to score in 2 matches. That 5-0 defeat against the Bayern and that goalless draw against Hertha. I think that they will come to bounce back here to return to winning ways, and I see an exciting match with at least 3 goals on the scoreboard. So over 2.5 goals at 1.75.
Yeah, I think something's got to change with Schalke. They seem to want to control games and not hurt teams. I think they've got to be a little bit more in the front foot and get more bodies in the box, because they seem to be going out wide. The ball comes in and the midfielders are still 25 or 30 yards away, and there's a fear of not getting beat. More of a fear of winning. Okay, here we go. Here's the biggest upset. Dortmund at 1.17 minus 600. Draw 5.5 at plus 450. Eintracht at 7.0 plus 600, Alex. Dortmund getting beat last week against Leverkusen, and they only had themselves to blame.
Dortmund, beat last week against Leverkusen. They failed to maintain the 1-goal lead for 2 times during the match. Every time Dortmund are playing, it's not a trap game. You must expect goals because they are scoring. Plenty of opportunities they are creating, but they are also struggling at the back. So you expect every single team from Bundesliga, and not only to score against Dortmund. Doesn't matter if we are talking Paderborn, Werder Bremen, Düsseldorf, or so on. It's only them. Mats Hummels was. I don't wanna talk about his performance last week.
Or any of the other weeks. Or any of the other weeks that he's been playing this year.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But in front, they are absolutely amazing. Even without Marco Reus, who was injured and who will still be injured, so he will miss this game, the attack is absolutely amazing. From Guerreiro to Jadon Sancho to Haaland. This is one of the best attacking sides in Europe right now. They kicked off 2020 scoring, I think that in 5 consecutive matches, at least 3 goals in each of them. but they conceded 11 in the process. So you must think also about their opponents here, because Eintracht Frankfurt are unbeaten this year. They are another great attacking side. And if it keeps on giving us money, last week was a banker over 3.5 goals in the match. 2 weeks ago was a banker again. I think that we should roll on with it. Over 3.5 goals in the match at 1.8.
Couldn't agree more. I don't know where you got your trap from, because I think Dortmund win this, and they could win it 4-1, 4-2. I mean, I think over 3.5 goals. I think you could go a little bit more bonkers and throw in over 4 goals. I'd see Dortmund only wanting to go on the front foot because they know now that the defenders can't defend. I enjoy watching them. I mean, as a neutral, I enjoy watching them, and it's a little bit more when they get beat. Here's a team I do like to watch, though, Alex. RB Leipzig only got themselves to blame for not winning last week. 1.26 minus 380, draw 6.5, which is plus 550. And Werder Bremen, 12.0 plus 1100. How many are Leipzig going to win by, Alex?
I don't know if they will win by a ton of goals. Last week it was a roller coaster. We predicted goals. They missed some crazy opportunities. Also Bayern Munich. It was unbelievable how many they missed. It should have ended 3-3 or something like that, you know. We also talked, if you remember, about giving Leipzig a plus 1.5 Asian handicap. You also specified the draw double chance on RB Leipzig, which was pure value. I think that it was around 2.8, 3.0, something like that. Yes, absolutely amazing RB Leipzig. When they are playing against big teams like Bayern Munich, they are absolutely amazing on the break. But when they are playing against small teams like Werder Bremen, like Paderborn, I don't know, something happens to them because I think that they are struggling to dominate the game and to impose their rhythm. I think that they still need time together as a team to make things right. But in the form that Werder Bremen are now, you cannot expect something else than RB Leipzig to comfortably win this game. I don't like, in general, this halftime, full-time market, but I will play it right now. I think that RB Leipzig will lead at halftime and will win at full-time at 1.72.
Yeah, I mean, I think you make a good point. The thing I say about, obviously, Leipzig raising their game because they feel as if they are more than a match for the top sides because they are the top side. I think it's the same with the opposition when they play Leipzig. I think Werder Bremen could this weekend. We've said all along that they've got good individuals. They don't play as a team. But this is a type of game where Werder Bremen I don't think they'll win the game, but I think there'll be a match for maybe long stages, and I think we'll see a good performance from Werder Bremen, but one that's not good enough to get them anything out of the game. Let's hope anyway. Radek, Paderborn 2.8, which is plus 180, draw 3.6, which is plus 260. Then Hertha 2.49, plus 149. Klinsmann is loving life in Bundesliga.
Not anymore. Yeah, he quitted yesterday or
did he?
2 days ago. You don't know it?
No, that's news to me.
Yeah, he quitted.
Why did he quit?
Too cold in Berlin, wants to go home to California.
But he was doing such a great job.
Yes, he quitted.
Wow.
Because he wanted to be a bigger position and wanted to be
the manager. He wanted to be as a manager, like the Premier League managers, you know, to manage the
whole club,
the transfers, to have money on his hand and everything. So Hertha Berlin is not yet in that position, and he blamed also a little bit the results. The last results, the defeat from last weekend against the Mainz. So yeah, he's a quitter in my opinion.
Well, he is.
I never expected something like that from such a. icon, let's say.
No, and the thing is, Radek, he had done a really good job. He stabilised them. He made them tough to beat. All right, they weren't scoring many goals, but they were getting a few results that we wouldn't expect. I mean, the one that really springs out is when they went to Leverkusen and won 1-0. Really killed everyone off that game. So, Paderborn and Hertha, where are you going?
Yeah, because no one expected Klinsmann to leave. That was a really bomb yesterday, and so I think the team is totally, confused about that. And I don't know who is the coach of Berlin now. So, and on the other hand, we have Paderborn, who is still last in the standings, but they made some good points within the last games, and that's why I'm going with Paderborn here, Asian handicap 0, and you get around 2.1, or in American odds, you know it better as I do.
Yeah, draw no bet at 2.1. Okay, the reason I didn't know about Klinsmann in my own defence is that he would have probably left while I was sleeping, and since I've woken up, all I've done is be inside this studio and working my absolute backside off. So that's in my defence, and obviously shame and embarrassment, and I'm getting lower and lower and lower. Okay, Alex, help me out here. Union Berlin at 4.1, which is 3-1-0. Draw 3.8, which is plus 280. And Leverkusen scored 4 last week. 1.93, minus 108. Leverkusen too much.
I mean, hopefully you will not say that this is a trap game, because I will kill you if you do that.
No, no, I love the Leverkusen. I love Leverkusen.
Leverkusen is just another team in this second half of the season. They united in the winter break. It was a perfect opportunity for them to come together as a team. Look what amazing matches they are doing week in and week out. Yes, with minus that 2-1 defeat at Hoffenheim, but still in that match they dominated absolutely the entire game. And they, again, Germany, Bundesliga is the kind of place, as a neutral fan, you love it, because there are goals, you have entertainment, again, full stadiums and everything. But when you bet on them and you see some shots, not scoring from some incredible position, you will try to stay calm, and not to bang your head in the wall, because sometimes this is what is happening. So that was one of the matches, Leverkusen against Hoffenheim on the road. They lost 2-1. But they amazingly bounced back with that crazy victory against Dortmund, with the Bailey, with Voland. I think that they are absolutely flying right now. And they shouldn't have problems against Union Berlin, but with a little bit of question mark there. Union Berlin home form, their defensive approach, but I still like Leverkusen to return home with the 3 points and climb the standings. Why not? 1.93.
Couldn't agree more. And there's two big pluses in this game for me, is that Leverkusen get bodies in the box, they arrive late, and their timing is good. And also, I think they're going to enjoy the counter-attack inside of the game, Radek.
Yeah, I'm totally with Alex here, and I think Leverkusen has to win this game to prove that they are on this position in the right spot, because they have the chance to go to the Champions League. They're not worse than Gladbach and Dortmund at the moment, and if they play in their best shape, I think they have to win this game, and if they lose, they don't deserve to play international in the Champions League next year. So that's a kind of character test. And with the odds of around 2.0, this is very, very much value in this game, I think, because on the other hand, we have Union Berlin overperforming week for week. And
wow.
I think, you don't have to have fear of this team, even if they played good games so far, but Leverkusen has to beat them anyway.
No, couldn't agree more. Radek, have you got a banker for me?
Yeah, Leverkusen.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you. Alex, have you got a banker for me?
Yeah, I must go with Leverkusen too in this one.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. And the Bundesliga escapes the trap. I think I'll have to be saving that for Serie A. Radek, have a good weekend. Have a special weekend, obviously,
too,
with your
guys.
daughter.
Bye.
Hope you have a great time. Alex, if you can stay where you are.